Hey everybody, how you doing? It's John Brewer, South Florida's restaurant guy. Today's episode, or whatever you want to call it, today's thing is about 4 steps that restaurants can do to become sustainable or more green. We recently had that issue in Delray Beach, and I guess the commission wanted to get involved and basically tell everybody what to do. I think at this point it should be voluntary on most restaurants' part. What can you do? What are the 4 things to do? Well, real quick, it's reduce, it is reuse, it is recycle, and it is clean green. What do I mean by each one? Well, let's start with reduce. Do you know the average American throws out like a pound of food a day? Yes, so that's one of the things we can do to help reduce the footprint. You can reduce waste in your restaurant by carefully highlighting expiration dates, repurposing leftovers, discount specials. Digital inventory management tool can help you track your usage and shelf life. One of the most important things, one of the trickiest things that restaurants have to do is order, because it's one of the reasons why a lot of people get into catering. With a catering event, you know how many people you're going to do, how many meals, how many steaks, how many fish, how many chicken you're going to need. With a restaurant, you never know. Certain times a year, you may get certain types of customers and certain runs on certain types of food. And if you're not ready for that, you're going to run out. And if it's a high cost item or a high profit item, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. And we all know restaurants run a pretty tight bottom line. So, if it's Alaskan king crabs and you don't order enough and you get hit with a bunch of Canadians or whatever that come down, I don't even know if Canadians, I know stereotype. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so say that happened, you get a run on a certain type of food or, things along those lines. You don't want to run out, but at the same time, you don't want to cook a bunch of food or have food ready to go or have food go bad on you that you can't serve, that's not fresh anymore. So that's a big challenge for restaurants is reduce. One of the great things about the digital age is that you can get numbers on pretty much everything. Just like baseball, everything is computerized and numbers are put in, and it can tell you what you did 3 years ago, 1 year ago. You can look up what the weather was that day, why it did, and basically do a better job of reducing your waste. The other thing is reuse. After you've made a dent in reducing your restaurant's waste, you might want to take a look at what you're actually reusing. One of the great things that's going on right now is a great movement right now to reduce plastic. It started with the straws, and I'm not so sure. Anyway, I don't even want to get into it. The straws have kind of led to plastics, and as of this particular video, Whole Foods just announced that they won't be offering single-serving plastic anymore, which I think is great. Living in Florida here, living on the water, we love our beaches. I love walking on the beach. I usually get down there 2 or 3 times a week when the sun comes up. And I invariably always notice a lot of forks, spoons, knives. A lot of it is plastic, the plastic bags, like the single holders, the single serving holders, those bags that everything gets wrapped in. Those seem to be one of the worst. I know you guys have probably seen the videos. Anyway, the other one is recycling. And that's basically, you got to get the waste management team on board with that. And that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to take up with the commission here locally in Delray Beach was, what are you guys going to do to help them to recycle? Because the most important thing is at the end of the night, instead of having one garbage, you should have 2 or 3. What do I mean? Well, food can go into one. Food that could potentially be used for other things. Recycling items should go in another. And then your landfill objects should go in the other. So basically instead of having one trash, having 3, having the bags or the receptacles to identify which is which, and then having a waste management program that most efficiently gets that stuff out of there and gets that stuff to the right places where it should be. If you give people the option of recycling or not in a restaurant, I guarantee you 90% of the people will recycle. People are just looking to chip in. So definitely we want to get on that. And the final step is clean green. What kind of chemicals are you using? Are there ways that you could potentially use more biodegradable chemicals? When sourcing your cleaning products, you can look for cleaners that are environmentally friendly, biodegradable, Basically, you could look for things that have a green seal certified on them. And if the green seal is also a good thing to get in the habit of looking for, because it also relates to paper products, takeout containers if you need to use them, building supplies, and so much more. Things like vinegar, borax, baking soda, they do come in handy, and they are things that you can use to limit your biodegradables. So that's pretty much it. Gives you an idea. Clean green, recycle. You want to reuse and reduce. I would love to see this happening on the avenue. And what I'd like to see, instead of the commission making a law or banning anything, I would love to see a sticker put on the windows in restaurants that are voluntarily adhering to it. I know it would make a difference where I dine, and I bet it would make a difference where you dine. I think that's one of the things that's coming out of this whole retail implosion, explosion, evolution that's going on is, I will buy the same product from someone else if I know that that particular container or, the way that it's produced is done in a humane and sustainable way. I'll even pay a couple bucks more for it or a couple pennies more for it, whatever it may be. And I know a lot of people around here are looking to do the same thing. So if you're a restaurant, if you're any business, why don't you take a look at reusing, recycling, using green products, and reducing. All right. So that's pretty much it. Everybody have a fantastic day. If you have any comments, put them in. Please subscribe. I like to put out videos every so often about things that I find interesting or things that are related to restaurants. I have a passion for restaurants, and that'll be about it. Everybody take care and have a fantastic day.